Zomeo and Zombiet by Antonio Alicea, read by the author. You've reached 911. We have an hour wait time. Please hold while the operator assists others. Arlene hung up, blowing a ribbon of hair away from her face. Meanwhile, James checked his cell phone. It displayed, "Come get me or I will kill you," along with 7 unread messages. When he called, he got a busy signal and sucked his teeth. The voicemail played Darlene whispering and Zombie straining. Glass crashed in the background with thuds. And then the cell phone displayed 803 Main Street. James peeked inside the truck window, then pulled out a coat hanger. He heard someone sigh, then something squishing like a drenched mop. He aimed his pistol at a limping man. A star flashed by the muzzle and the zombie lay still with his hands praying. He laid his seat back and tossed out the gospel CDs. Then the truck rumbled with bass. Igloo, a French Montana song, came on. Blood flashed on the windshield when he hit a zombie. The steering wheel skipped up as he ran over another zombie. James' windshield crashed down, along with a fallen zombie across his lap. He stopped the car and pulled the zombie over the hood. He tried to jerk the car in reverse, but the zombie held on to the dashboard. The zombie swayed left and right when he pushed the steering wheel. The GPS lady sounded like a robot having a seizure. He tried to enter 803 Main Street, but the route kept redirecting him. When he got to Main Street, the abandoned cars blocked his path. Arlene stared at the wall in horror when she heard "Arg." The doorknob rotated slowly, then it stopped. The door thudded from kicks. A shoe stuck out the door, then pulled back in. A burnt zombie, the complexion of a meatball, peeked through the hole. It stared straight at Arlene, and she yelled, "Get the fuck away, creep! No!" Main Street had skeletons slumped in cars. A zombie held a separated arm like a drumstick, then glanced sideways at James. James had a pistol in each hand, rocking and rolling. Scarface, baby. The gun sight blocked the zombie's chest, then a blob of blue blood flashed. By the time it hit the wall, it was red. He yelled out, "Lunch!" A zombie's brain exploded in his skull and slapped against the wall. It was like an abstract masterpiece, sliding down a cream white wall. After all the desperado stuff, Arlene was not at 803 Main Street. Arlene ran up Main Street tripping, then pushing off the ground. She found a half a skeleton with a police uniform. She grabbed a nearby gun. A number 15 bus was discovered with the door open. When she drove the bus, she towered over the steering wheel. Suddenly, the engine putted and stopped. The gas meter leaned below empty, right in front of a zombie. Somehow, it entered the bus and Arlene shot it. However, the zombie only jerked back and walked forward. The gun clicked empty. She grabbed an umbrella and poked through the zombie's stomach. At that, it caved in, spilling its guts and green slime. The back door busted open, and Arlene ran out. The zombie watched Arlene's back shrink until she disappeared. A dense mist of fog rose from the ground. The zombie strained to walk faster, but only Penguin walked to her. It climbed up a small wall and scanned the streets. Its skull pounded in hunger. It could not see her, but a shriek echoed in the dark. Mitch was a zombie dispatcher with 15 years of experience. He stood up in his truck bed behind a machine gun tripod, shooting up zombies. He sang "Who Shot You" by LL Cool J until he heard a shriek. He stopped shooting, thinking, "Who is that yelling?" "Who's there?" he yelled. "I can't see you. Where are you?" Mitch put blue metal bullets in his gun. When he shot the zombies, they plumed fire. He also shot a building generator which bellowed smoke. The building facade turned neon orange and the flames climbed to the roof. Arlene was in that same building running up the steps. On the roof, the ground collapsed, along with burning zombies. Arlene looked over the ledge and waved at Mitch, screaming for help. The sprinkler system drenched Arlene, weighing down her clothes. She found the building fire kit station and grabbed the extinguisher. She sprayed the zombies, then bashed them with the canister. She climbed down on a knotted blanket but only reached the floor below. The floor that she stood on caved in. She coughed in the smoke and passed out. Mitch poured water on himself and ran in the building. Mitch threw Arlene over his shoulder and held the Tech 9. The air hose smoked after he made a zombie dance. A ceiling beam crashed down, blocking the exit door. A sharp pain shot up Mitch's arm. A zombie wiped his mouth and reached for him again. Mitch could see the zombie's tonsils, molars, and teeth gaps. He dropped Arlene and kicked the zombie, but it got back up, and another zombie appeared. The zombie bit down on Mitch's nose, making him look like a skeleton. He started to sweat and had blurry vision. When he looked at Arlene, she seemed like food. "Get away from me, I'm turning into a zombie," he yelled. He stared at his hands with wrinkled forehead and high eyebrows. The gun went off when he dropped it. The bullet fragment stopped by Arlene's leg bone. She limped into a corner, frozen in horror. James pinned down the zombie, then flipped it on his face. He felt the pennies and house keys when he stuffed a grenade in his pocket. Running for cover, the explosion kicked dust into the air. A zombie rocked back and forth when he held the trigger down. "Oh yeah," he whispered, spinning the gun on his finger. He fanned the smoke and saw Arlene's silhouette. Mitch's skull collapsed when James stomped it. When he lifted his soles, the blood stretched into thin strings. He led Arlene down the fire escape, picking off nearby zombies. A zombie balanced his arms before falling to the ground. "Give me a gun, babe," Arlene yelled. Debris zigzagged down while gunshots sounded. Arlene's shot crouched down while James stood over her with his machine gun. They jumped into the ambulance and sped off after hitting 3 zombies. One slid down the car grill with a bloody face. Arlene's face glowed when the building mushroomed into fire and smoke. "Go, go, go," she rushed. Arlene gazed into space with sunken eyes, then abruptly turned toward an elderly man. He cowered down. James dragged his feet toward them, gargling blood. The man screamed when James pinned him down. Arlene spat out the man's scalp and bit down again. She put a chunk of brain in James's mouth affectionately. He hums, in delight. Arlene and James' truck tilted to the side and screeched. The rearview mirror showed a military convoy speeding behind them. Arlene laid in the truck bed, spraying a tripod gun. A Humvee flipped over and remained upside down. James' hand disattached from the steering wheel. He stared at his arm stud in annoyance. "Fucking snacks," he yelled. "Come on, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him." Arlene wakes up in a field and smells vanilla. She and James sit on some sheets in front of a basket. The sun is setting. The green grass turns gray. She is slumped in the street. James is shaking her arm. The truck is folded into the wall. "Wake up," a voice yells. She touches his face. Her fingers go over his lips. A soldier gun butts James. His heart flies out his chest. She dozes off. Everything is white. The end.